What is going on to you, Taurus? So you have the Five of Wands, the World, the High Priestess, the Lovers, the Judgment, the King of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Death card, which is Scorpio, Three of Wands, Ten of Swords. Yeah, so there's a lot of, what I'm seeing here is that there's a lot of the zodiac signs pretty much learning how to let bygones be bygones, not necessarily having to settle the score every single time, try to get back at the person. The Three of Wands, the World, the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a conglomerate of Taurus and Virgo, like I've been saying, because it is. But the Death card represents Scorpio, the exact opposite sign of Taurus. So the Five of Wands, the World, the High Priestess. A lot of you Taurus are just very serious right now when it comes to getting to know other people. And the reason why it is I'm saying that is because of the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands represents, at first, just kind of testing the waters to see what it is that you can get. But there's much more of a seriousness that comes with you Taurus really right now, because a lot of you Taurus some of you Taurus may think that time is beginning to run out. I know a lot of Taurus behind the scenes, just zodiac signs in general, they come to me, they tell me that there's a lot of time, there's a lot of time that didn't get used to the best of the abilities. And the Five of Wands represents, again, the sense of urgency. But the World and the High Priestess is about, in this land full of opportunity, you thought that you potentially could have had something when you were younger. But again, when it comes to dating and stuff like this is the reason why it is that I say 5 to 10 years or more when it comes to getting married, I guess, if you want that and all that other type of stuff. Because the reason why it is that I say 5 to 10 years is because 5 to 10 years really is a representation of you should really be getting to know somebody when you're young. And 5 to 10 years is coming from the fact that you grew up with them. It's not coming from a sense of you starting out in your 30s per se, and then now in your 40s. Now, I'm not saying that that's not something for you to do. You can most definitely do that. You can, let me put it out there. You can do that if that's what you want to do. But generally, right, over a broad spectrum, generally, you really want to start young and grow up with the person. Because 5 to 10 years, like I said before, is because of the fact that you got to go through the honeymoon phase where you want them very much so. And then the times when you don't want them, the times when the two of you are bumping heads, the times when, you started to really settle down and get to understand this person, right? The times when, all of that requires time. You taking the time to find out the quality of their family members. If they have their family is an influence in their life. When most people doing a lot of this ripping and running around, you getting married, you cold meeting the person, you meeting the person without having any kind of history with them within 2 years and all this other type of stuff, that's too fast. A year is 12 months. You going way too fast. That's hyperbolically fast. That is fast. That is like Dragon Ball Z, that's hyperbolic fast. That's like you trying to comprise a year in one day. This is the reason why it is that you get all these, love at first sight and getting married the same day and all this other type of stuff. That, whoa. And a lot of you Taurus realize now that, yeah, there's a sense of urgency, but how do you balance out that sense of seriousness and urgency and trying to get to know somebody on some lover stuff, right? Trying to get to know the person, because there is a sense of urgency and you don't want to be by yourself, right? As a single person, right? But then at the same time, let go of all of the dysfunctional mugs, right? All of the dysfunctional people that you don't want in your life. And the answer to that is, like I said before, you really have to be able to get to know who's playing games and who's not. and what they look like. And they come in all different shades and skin tones. There's many differences. Some of them come in business suits. Some of them come sagging their pants. I'm talking about the one who play games. Some of them come, you know what I mean, who look like they're on the up and up, but they're really halfway in it. When it comes to decent people, again, it's the same caliber. Some of them may be rough around the edges, so they sag their pants. Some of them are on the up and up, may have tattoos. This dude, Nipsey Hussle, was transitioning from being a Rolling 60s Crip member to being, you know, a more well-rounded businessman. And I know people who knew Nipsey Hussle personally, and Nipsey Hussle was a real spiritual dude. I knew this before all this information started to come out about Nipsey Hussle. So a lot of people was telling me that if I ever had a chance to meet Nipsey Hussle, which I was actually planning on doing, I was going to shake his hand because I get along with him. But the point is that good men, decent men and women come in all different shades and sizes, right? But you can't, but the thing is that this is where it is that you understand the differences between the two, because people who are straightforward and above the table, those are people who tend to be very decent individuals. See, a lot of times, right, the King of Pentacles, you playing, you Taurus, and I'm not chastising you, Taurus. I'm saying that when you find yourself in a position where you don't know, it's because you're playing in the muddy water. I'm just telling y'all how to look out for this, what to do. When you find yourself confused, it's because you're playing in the muddy waters with people who are shady, who are sneaky by definition. So these are individuals that are dysfunctional, and they're trying to make it seem like they've got some decency that they've got going on, when in actuality, that's really a front. So a lot of you Taurus really have to understand that you need to look for people who are above the table. The Two of Cups and the Death card represents, because what it is that you'll have is you'll find yourself in positions where you'll be getting to know people who may wear the business attire and all that crap. But at the end of the day, those won't be people that are really people you can keep, because they're not trustworthy at the end of the day. Yeah, they may make a certain amount of money, or they may not make a certain amount of money, but they may have the aesthetic. But just because you rocking a business suit does not mean that you are decent. It can mean you could still be a criminal, you know, or a person who have an indecent mindset who just happens to rock a business suit. So this is the frustration that a lot of you Taurus may have, but you gotta just, like I said, be on your P's and Q's. The Three of Wands and the Ten of Swords represents how it is that and just be prepared to just honestly walk away from anybody that would be a problem, because they don't deal above the table. Everything with them is always on some sneaky type stuff, and them trying to get you tripped up over your words and get you caught up in your words and do stuff like this. Anytime you find those types of people, regardless of whatever they look like on either side, regardless of whatever you into, I don't care. Regardless of whatever type of business attire or whatever kind of clothes they got on. Because some people will go ahead and look at me and they'll say that I'm a gangster or whatever, even though I don't even dress in that attire, right? I'm wearing skinny jeans with a muscle t-shirt. You understand what I'm saying? In the street, rocking like this on some Conor McGregor type attire type stuff, right? But some people will look at me and be like, oh, XYZ. Meanwhile, I do this on YouTube, and I got a business, and I'm not like a criminal. So you don't know. But once you see individuals that are wilding and they're dysfunctional, that's how you know for sure, regardless of whatever it is that they look like. So you Taurus just have to be on the lookout for that type of stuff. Let's clarify the Ten of Swords. Let's clarify the Ten of Swords. the Eight of Pentacles, the Justice, the Two of Wands, and the Four of Wands, right? Because you will be bringing yourself down by continuing to associate yourself with these individuals, because they're really no good in principle. They just make the appearance that they are decent and good, right? And having integrity. But the Two of Wands and the Four of Wands represent, even though that's the case, even when you cut them off, you stop hanging out with them, this is where you're going to start to see their true colors show up.